For I know the transmission cometh from elsewhere. For I know a Martian in my soul. For I know the rain is not the rain. For I know the scuffed shingles are no real crown. For I know eggs crack when lightly handled. For the mother left the nest, I tried to save it. For a robin yoke river runs through the yard. For I know the heavens descend into static. For I filled up pages, I filled up pages. For I know glory, yes, I am already dead. Oh, I dream a tail wagging its way up through the dirt. I filled up pages. I looked in the tarn and I was frightened. I looked in the tarn and saw my eyes. I saw the words come in as a current. I saw the words come in when you died. I filled up pages. I filled up pages. I filled up pages. I filled up pages. I filled up pages.
I filled up pages. I filled up pages. I filled up pages.
I filled up pages. I filled up pages. This is my confessional poem. This is my poem which rises from the dead. This is my poem which eats lesser poems.
That's right.
This is my poem to exercise for myself, to save myself from myself, to satiate my hunger for my own flesh. My poem, a mother bird. My poem who puffs out her body in pouring rain. My poem with its maw and its cawing babies. I've spent ample amounts of time trying to cover the young. My poem pissing on the body of business. This is my poem turning ink to blood. This is my poem which is buried alive, which sings through the holes of light in the soil. It is swarthy in here. Poem says, it is swarthy in here, and I feel moisture through my flesh. My poem, a worm having itself. My poem informed of the life beneath. My poem which fell from an elm, which singing unconscious, with thump in the belly, which sprouteth wings, which discovered the self through bodily slaughter, which drains blood from the body hung up by its ankles, which stands up dizzy watching unhinged planets. My poem in a horse's mouth with hilltop thunder. My poem of shaking pains and electric hunger. Poem of blackness, of the ruptured cranium. Poem like a copperhead eating air. Poem which I saw in the tarn when I saw my face look back from the water. It's easier inside, the face sang back. It's saying in the half-hearted thump of I ams. It's saying like the elderly making love. It's saying to lambs surrounding your bed. This is the poem in which I dip splintered feet, in which I numb the sleeping sight of myself. This is my festering ink on endless whiteness. This is my poem banging its head on the door. This is my screw being yanked from decades of paint. This is my poisonous poem which lives in the lead. This is my poem gracing the ancient headboard. I dreamed of fucking, I dreamed of the dead. I dreamed a child grew inside me. I woke to teeth mark and vomit in hedges. I woke with a murmuring woman in my chest. This is my summer pool poem with muscle men floating. The storm cloud prowling like a promise in the dark. This is my poem beneath my nails. This is my poem plucked of feathers and blood. This is my last poem. This is my poem like a festering wall. This poem is the place where runaways stay. This poem comes from the grass and is pissed from the stars. This poem in the stairwell with buzzing fluorescence. This poem with the balcony over the plaza. How you close your eyes. I imagine your plummet. Your body over 7 stories staring down. Your body testing the weight of inertia. The weight of the tethers that keep you blue, and in a body you hear hot wind blow, and you lean with your ribcage over the railing and see your true self escape your mouth, and then the limbs all ragdoll down. The shoppers in the plaza look over their shoulders. It happens too fast for thoughts to form, and none of them see the force that leaves you. You're a flurry of bats now whistling out. You leave your lips and join the air in a wrangling sea of strewn out clouds and mosquitoes sucking in the light of the moon. Yeah! I'm with you in the homestead. Yeah! I'm with you in the homestead. But we were in our sleeping bags. We were like fucking slugs in the dark. You showed me hatch marks on your arm and one of us was drunk, but it wasn't me. I said, you need to see someone. You said, I already have. This is my last poem. You ran your hand along my leg. I fell asleep. I woke with you on top. You were breathing hard. Hold me, you said. You pressed my sternum. You pushed me down in the dirt. You tried to kiss me and I shoved you off. This poem is sap from broke branches sighing. This poem you read sad in the rearview mirror. Poem which I saw in the tarn. When you drove 100 miles an hour for 100 miles, for you drove to Boston. For these characters are closer than they've ever seemed. For this poem like ants in the hairline crack. This poem which these cities make quilts of light. And the humming hills of green that are left. And the livestock whose brains are not yet mush. With the sheep so sure of who they are, it zooms in slowly. It cannot capture the gaping frame, and the camera pans after you as a dot on the freeway through Chicopee and Holyoke with an endless shriek. It zooms in slowly. My dreams are a dolly, your dot growing larger as you weave through traffic, and I see your red Volvo's dented bumper. My dream's a mirage through the sunroof upwards, the hole I once stood through while you were driving, and I wave my hands in an international symbol of distress. I had to duck when we neared a bridge. My dreams see you with one hand on the stick, one hand on the wheel with one finger tapping, but the radio is off and it starts to pour. You commence the wipers, you switch on the brights and pupils dilate. I zoom into your wrinkles, I search for a focus, I blur for a second and then become clear. No one knows just what happened. No one knows why you veered left or why you were swallowed in the traffic current. No one knows what you thought of when you saw the light in the other lane, whether or not you wanted to die. My camera zooms out just before the collision, and I dream a fire cloud beneath the truck. I dream your body ejected from the driver's seat, ushered up